Hey everybody, what's up from Pokemon Classics, reminding you that the classics never go out of style. This video is a little bit different and a little less polished than my usual videos, but the goal of this one is to document some of the cards that I'm putting up for sale in my eBay store here in 2022. I took a few months off at the end of last year, but I'm hoping to sell some of these duplicates to help fund and further my collection goals going into the new year. That's just kind of the way it goes as a collector, is you have to let some things go in order to get new things in that you need. And so these are all duplicate cards for me. They're ones that I already have in my collection. And there's some pretty unique items here that I wanted to document, even just for my own purposes. I like to keep track of pictures and videos of cards that I once held, just as memories. So anyway, these are all going to be up on my eBay store. If you guys see anything you like here and you're interested, I'll leave a link down in the description below. And I'd appreciate whatever offers or interest that you have. Definitely helps me out as I further my own collection. Anyway, let's roll into it, starting with First Edition Base Set. So First Edition Base Set is a set that I originally started out collecting, and it was one of the first sets that I checked off my list in PSA 9. I also have some PSA 10s of the non-holographic cards, but starting it off with this Mewtwo, First Edition, PSA 8, very strong copy of the card, and honestly, I think that PSA 8s are still in that upper realm of collectability, especially for vintage. It's a really nice card there. Mewtwo, one of my personal favorites, has ties to the anime. And one of my actual favorite Pokemon overall is Nidoking. This one got a PSA 6. Not up in that upper end tier of collectability for condition. And this one is actually pretty good, but just has some weird corner wear. I don't know if this was from how the card was cut, but you definitely notice the corners are a bit more frayed than what you would expect on a card that's otherwise in pretty solid condition. That one's a 6. Another holographic from First Edition Base is this Zapdos, the first legendary bird to make an appearance in English or in Pokemon. That was Zapdos. You didn't get the other two until the fossil set. Zapdos was also the first holographic card that I pulled from a pack of base set. It was regular base set, not First Edition. Another PSA 8, that one will be up on the store as well. I have a bunch of commons and uncommons and even some rares. I'm not going to highlight all of them in this video, but one of my personal favorites is Arcanine. This one got a PSA 9, so a really solid card here. And Arcanine was always my favorite of the non-holos. In fact, I feel like this card would have been an amazing holographic card. And if not that, it definitely deserved at least a rare. I do have some PSA 10s that are extras as well, like this Magikarp. Magikarp is a Pokemon that a lot of people either love or hate, with its flail and tackle attack. Not a very powerful Pokemon by any means, only 30 hit points. Still though, this one really well centered, great condition on the edges, and that's something you don't find very often with base set cards, even right from the pack. It's not uncommon for them to get 8s or even 9s at the best, but 10s are pretty rare. Next up, we've got a Pikachu, and everybody likes Pikachu. It's the mascot Pokemon of the Pokemon franchise. Got a First Edition one. This is the Yellow Cheeks variant. I know the Red Cheeks is a bit more desirable. I actually have a Gray Stamp Red Cheeks that's at PSA right now, so I'm excited to see how that one turns out. Probably not going to get a mint condition on that one, but still a pretty cool card. Again, this one's a 9. Pretty clean card overall. Again, Pikachu. What more can you really say about Pikachu? For Shadowless base set, I just wanted to feature this card. It's kind of an oddity. Everybody loves Charizard, and Shadowless Charizard has great coloration on it. This one, though, got a PSA 5, and that's because there's this tiny little binder indentation that you can't really see. Like, I don't even really know how to highlight it on video. But PSA is very picky about that. If you have any sort of like indentation, instantly going to downgrade it to at 6 at a best. And this card is in really good condition otherwise. You'll notice that for a PSA 5, there's almost no edge wear at all. And the surface of the card is really clean. But again, it's just this imperceptible binder dent over on the side. You can kind of get a glance of it there. That knocked this card down to a PSA 5. So this one I'd be willing to let go for a reasonable price. I have several other Shadowless Charizards, including 2 9s in my collection. Still, this one I felt was worth grading because it's pretty good shape. Jungle Set. don't have a lot of jungle set extras that I want to sell at this point, but I do have a couple Jolteons, and this one is a PSA 9. Jolteon, I know, is one of the favorite Pokemons. Everybody loves the evolutions. It's the holographic version. Really cool pose on the Jolteon, too. Just to get some representation from Fossil Set, thought I'd throw Dragonite up here. I've got a couple of Dragonites as well, including a PSA 10 in my personal collection. And Dragonite is one of my favorite artworks. The rainbow holographic in the background is really cool. It's a really innocent looking Dragonite. Not very intimidating, unlike some of the other ones that would come later. Pretty desirable chase card from the Fossil Set. Again, this one's in really solid condition. Next up, I wanted to feature something from Team Rocket, and my personal favorite in all of the Team Rocket artworks is Dark Blastoise. Just got the water cannon pointed right at the camera, and I love the holofoil on this. Very sparkly, very great artwork. This one's a PSA 8. Again, I do have a PSA 10 in my personal collection, so I'm willing to let this one go. Hopefully fund some of the cards that I still need in my collection. And get some weird light reflection off that. That is not a dot, though. That's just the case. Same with down here. Another one that I wanted to feature, just because it's a Pokemon that I like, is Alakazam is my personal favorite Pokemon. And my brother and sister-in-law actually got me an Alakazam blanket, like a fleece blanket for Christmas, which I absolutely love. But Sabrina's Alakazam, PSA 9, Gym Challenge set. One of my personal favorite sets, if I'm being honest. I absolutely love Gym Challenge. So many great artworks in that set. Like a Blaine's Charizard, Blaine's Arcanine. I know Giovanni's Persian is one that a lot of people love. And I really like the Rocket Zapdos, personally. Got a couple of promo cards here. I know these promo Venusaurs are pretty popular. This one is very difficult to find in a PSA 10. It's one that I don't have in a PSA 10. I do have a 9 copy of it, though. So this 8 is extra. It's one I'm willing to put up for sale. Again, hopefully you can find some of the things that I still need, which are coming down in price. So you'll see that reflected in my prices on eBay, as well as what I see as a good opportunity to do some buying myself. But to make that work, I'm going to need some funds. So it's always hard to part with cards even when they are extras. They do have sentimental value. Got a birthday Pikachu. This one was reprinted in Pokemon Celebrations, but you know, on Pokemon Classics, I prefer the vintage cards personally. PSA 8, pretty solid grade. It's a card that a lot of people like, the birthday Pikachu. Going over to Neo, here's a card that everybody loves, and this one has a nice swirl down at the bottom here. Having a hard, there it is on camera. Umbreon, Neo Discovery, first edition, PSA 9. This one I'm a little bit hesitant to sell, so this one's going to have a higher price tag on it. The moon in the background, Umbreon in the foreground, makes for a beautiful artwork. This one I do have a PSA 10 copy of in my personal collection, and I have a couple extra raw copies, including a binder set. So this one I'd consider letting go of for the right price, but it's hard to part with something that beautiful. Speaking of the evolutions, I do have some of the non-holos from Neo Discovery as well, including an Espeon, first edition. Again, this is the non-holographic version. I do like the fact that in some of the Neo sets that had the replicants of the same cards in holographic and non-holo, that they did choose some alternative artworks for them. I know they didn't do that with everyone, but they did with Eevee, or with Espeon. With Umbreon, it's a different Umbreon than the holographic one. Got a PSA 9 of that one. I know a lot of people love the evolution, so these I figured were worth grading. Again, pretty solid grade on that one. Really nice looking card. And that one I actually have in a copy of as a PSA 10 as well. So I don't know, I figured I'd throw that out there if there's anybody that's an evolution collector that's been looking for PSA 10 copies. Maybe this one would have some interest. Really nice card again. I have some binder sets of these myself. Keeping our theme with the dogs, we might as well look at some more dogs with the legendary dogs. And I do have this Entei from Neo Revelation. That's also a PSA 10. Really nice card here. Again, I'm getting the alternative artwork, unlike the holographic versions that were in this set. Then we've got the Ho-Oh in a PSA 9. These I really like, and I made the discovery earlier on when I was presenting my Neo Revelation set that you actually have a feature of Lugia and Skarmory, and if you look at those two other cards, they also feature the other two. So those three artworks kind of combine to make up one like larger meta artwork. This one's a PSA 9. I know these ones don't cost a ton. They're not an arm and a leg, but I still like them. Then we've got a Lugia in PSA 10. Not nearly as desirable as the Neo Genesis Lugia in PSA 10, but still pretty cool artwork, and it's interesting to me that this one was a Psychic-based Pokemon, but had the colorless attack. Not sure how advantageous it would be in deck building anyway, but pretty cool artwork on that one. Cool card, and I know it's a fan favorite for a lot of people. Got an Ampharos. This card I wanted to feature because of just how difficult it is to find in a PSA 10, and I know that the 9's difficult as well. I do have a copy of this one in 9 myself in my personal collection. So I've got a nice swirl down at the bottom. But the Ampharos from Neo Rev, one of the best. Same with the Blissey. I think the Blissey is the other one that's really difficult to find. Next up, we've got Entei, holographic PSA 9. Pretty desirable card right here. I know a lot of people are collectors of the legendary Pokemon, and the dogs can fetch a pretty big price in PSA 10. Even in 9s, they're pretty desirable. So I thought that one would be worth featuring. We also have the Raikou. A lot of glittery, sparkly holofoil on this one. Out of the three, Raikou is always my personal favorite. You guys will have to let me know which one you like the most. I feel like Suicune is probably the one that people will go for, but for me, it's Raikou. Going to Neo Destiny, my personal favorite set out of all of the sets. Got Dark Scizor. I know that the Neo Destiny cards are some of the least printed cards out there and some of the most desirable from collectors. Scizor's a PSA 9. Pretty solid card there. Another one that I know a lot of people really like is Tyranitar. So we got the Dark Tyranitar. This is actually the old PSA label. It's one I graded a while back. I actually do have the full Neo Destiny set in PSA 10. And I actually have a second PSA 9 set in storage as well. So these are extras even beyond that. Still, my personal favorite set. It's hard to let go of these cards. But again, there's other things that I need. So we'll see how it goes in 2022. This one I know a lot of people love, and that's Light Arcanine. For me too, personally, this is probably my favorite artwork out of all of the Neo Destiny cards. I mentioned it earlier, Arcanine is one of my personal favorite cards in the base set as well. Can never go wrong with Arcanine. And then to end things out from Neo Destiny, I figured I'd show off some of the Shining cards. I do have a complete first edition PSA 10 Shining set, as well as a PSA 10 non-first edition Unlimited set. This one got the PSA 7, which is still a pretty good grade on the Shinings. A little bit edge wear and corner wear on the back, but otherwise a pretty solid card. I do have the Kabutops as well in a PSA 9. And these were, I believe, the first textured, like, embossed holofoil cards, was the Shinings from Neo Destiny. The ones in Neo Revelation, Magikarp and Gyarados, were actually, like, regular holofoils. And then one more Shining for good measure. We've got the Shining Steelix. And I really like the artwork on the Steelix. Some of the Shining ones I think are a little bit weird in terms of their artwork choices, like the Charizard in particular to me. A little bit underwhelming in design. Still a great card. But the Steelix I always thought was intimidating. This one also a near mint 7. A little bit of edge wear, corner wear. But overall, pretty solid card. The last item I wanted to feature is as I was going through storage, I came across this Ruby Sapphire sealed deck. And this is actually a set that I don't really collect personally. I think I got this originally in a collection purchase years and years ago. Had it in storage, didn't even realize it was there. I'm not really sure what one of these goes for. I was looking at comparable prices online and they were pretty expensive, but I'm willing to entertain some offers on this if this is something that anybody's interested in. It is factory sealed still and in pretty good shape. Now, there's a little bit of wear to the corners, but overall, I'd rate this a near mint or better for a theme deck. So I don't know, if this is something you guys are interested as well, it'll be up on my eBay store. And, you know, that's just a brief showcase of some of the things that I'll have up for sale. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you for spending the time watching this video, considering some of the cards that I have. Again, this video is really for my purposes of just documenting some of the cards that I'm putting up for sale. Maybe doing a little bit of advertising for them as well, but I like to keep those records. Anyway, what I wanted to say to end this is just have a happy new year. I hope you all have great collection goals in mind for 2022. I know I do personally, and I hope it's a good year for everybody. Pokemon has given us a lot. It's been a very volatile market in the last couple years, so hopefully we get a little bit of normalcy and can move forward towards those collecting goals. That's ultimately what we're here for, to appreciate the cardboard, but also appreciate the community that we all have together. Anyway, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this one. I'm Pokemon Classics, reminding you that the classics never go out of style. Have a great new year, everyone, and we'll see you back with the next video. Bye, everybody.